listen to another slanderous claim made by Lara Smith.
There's a board, so he's always had a board behind him of about 10 pastors and other types of people, also very rich people who have helped in paying off victims and paying for Bill's lawyers and in my opinion, paying off law enforcement. That's my opinion only, of course. And so they protected him in that way.
The abuse that happened under these situations, either the accusers have been paid off, PDs have definitely been paid off, in my opinion, because I don't understand how that could exist. It was like the hardest work time I'd ever experienced. We were not sleeping for like four or 5 days, just cleaning these hotel rooms and eating and then cleaning. And like, it was,
oh my gosh,
it was insane. It was the hardest I've ever
And your
worked
parents were paying for you to do that.
Yes.
So he's getting paid from these people that are coming to stay there.
Yes.
And then he's getting paid labor to him.
Yep.
I mean,
Yes.
he's not stupid. I mean, he's
no, and he's not stupid. And he now past 10 years sort of timeline, he obviously is rich.
Lara makes these kinds of false allegations in numerous interviews. In just these couple of clips, Lara has claimed IBLP paid off accusers of Bill Gothard and basically bribed members of law enforcement, and that Bill is rich and has become wealthy off the backs of the youth at the training centers and their parents. This is not only slander of Bill Gothard and the entire IBLP board, but it is also slandering law enforcement. All of these claims are false. She has no evidence whatsoever to show IBLP paid off anyone for anything, but she just makes these slanderous statements with no backing for them whatsoever. And notice how the hosts just take in her claims as true, just like most of the audience members do. I already made a video specifically about Bill and his supposed wealth. There's no evidence to show that Bill has ever been personally wealthy. He drives an old car and always has. He lives in the same house he grew up in. He doesn't take lavish vacations and etc. There's no indication whatsoever that he is or has ever been wealthy. He took a very small salary, which I showed in his tax records from the beginning of his ministry in 1966, which began with the name Campus Ministries Incorporated. In that year, he took less than $3,000 as salary. His income in 1978, when the ministry was under the name Institute in Basic Youth Conflicts, was only $7,200. And in 2013, the last year he had a full year's salary from IBLP, he was only paid about $25,000, which, as I pointed out in the other video, was less than half of the average salary for a U.S. citizen at that time, according to census.gov. Bill also did not take his rightful income from the sale of the books he wrote during his time with IBLP, but allowed all the royalties and sales to go back into the ministry. Here's a really short clip where Lara suggests the Duggar family brings in money to Bill also.
They still speak at conferences and stuff, so they're not totally...
I think Jim and his wife, or Jim, I think, is still very involved.
Because I'm sure they bring in a lot of money, so Bill probably can't totally cut ties because he wants the money.
So this idea that Bill is now wealthy off the backs of the youth who went to the training centers to learn workable skills, or the Duggar family, is just another piece of slander put out by Lara Smith, and was also a slanderous claim made in Shiny Happy People by Brooke Arnold.
Mr. Gothard had always projected this image that he only took a very small portion of money. He drove a very old car. I found out that the entire Gothard family was living incredibly extravagantly off of the Institute's money.
Next time. Blanket training was characterized in Shiny Happy People as child abuse and has been repeatedly used online as an example of how Michelle Duggar and others who use it are abusers.
I know that there was a particular style of child training called blanket training.
You put the kid on a blanket, probably 6-month-old, and you put something they want just outside of reach off the blanket, and when they go to reach for it, you hit them. And if they continue to reach for it, you hit them again.
Was blanket training characterized truthfully in Shiny Happy People, and is it abuse? We'll talk more about that next time. Thank you for watching, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe.